Millennials and Generation Z, often hailed as the most educated and technologically savvy generations, are facing unprecedented financial challenges. They are impoverished than ever before, despite possessing a greater amount of knowledge and resources than their predecessors. This paradox has become a defining characteristic of these generations, prompting inquiries regarding the underlying causes of their financial hardships. To comprehend the reasons why Millennials and Gen Z are experiencing economic hardship, it is necessary to conduct a thorough examination of the systemic issues that have influenced their economic environment. 1. The weight of student debt. The staggering quantity of student debt is one of the most significant financial burdens on Millennials and Gen Z. The cost of higher education has increased at an unprecedented rate in recent decades, surpassing both inflation and wage growth. Consequently, young adults are graduating with unprecedented levels of debt, frequently in the tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. The United States has surpassed $1.7 trillion in total student loan debt, with the preponderance of this burden falling on Millennials and Gen Z, according to the Federal Reserve. This debt has far-reaching implications. It postpones significant life milestones, including the acquisition of a residence, the establishment of a family, and the accumulation of retirement savings. Many young adults are compelled to allocate a substantial portion of their income to debt repayment due to the weight of student loans, which leaves little room for saving or investing. It is impossible to overstate the psychological impact of this debt, as it contributes to a pervasive sense of financial insecurity, tension, and anxiety. 2. Stagnant wages and the gig economy. Although student debt has increased, wage growth has remained relatively stagnant, which has exacerbated the financial challenges that Millennials and Gen Z are currently experiencing. Young adults are finding it increasingly challenging to achieve financial stability, as wages have not maintained pace with the increasing cost of living in numerous industries. It has become increasingly difficult for individuals with college degrees to obtain secure, high-paying positions that provide long-term stability. The financial circumstances of these generations have been further complicated by the emergence of the freelance economy. Although the gig economy provides the opportunity for entrepreneurial pursuits and flexibility, it frequently entails a sacrifice of employment security, benefits, and consistent income. Many Millennials and Gen Z employees are compelled to work multiple part-time jobs or freelance tasks in order to make ends meet, and they have limited to no access to employer-sponsored health insurance, retirement plans, or paid time off. This precarious employment situation renders them susceptible to personal financial crises and economic downturns. 3. Increased cost of living and housing. The increasing cost of living, particularly in housing, is another critical factor that contributes to the financial struggles of Millennials and Gen Z. Urbanization and the demand for housing in major cities have resulted in an increase in real estate prices and rent, which has made it more challenging for young adults to purchase a residence. Since the early 2000s, the median home price in the United States has increased by over twofold, surpassing wage growth, according to the National Association of Realtors. Many Millennials and Gen Z are devoting a substantial portion of their income to rent, leaving little margin for savings or other investments as a result of the combination of stagnant wages and high housing costs. Homeownership, which was once considered a fundamental component of the American dream, is now inaccessible to these generations in numerous instances. This dearth of affordable housing not only undermines their financial stability but also hinders their capacity to accumulate wealth over time. 4. The influence of the COVID-19 pandemic and the Great Recession. The timing of significant economic downturns that have occurred during the formative years of Millennials and Gen Z has further exacerbated the economic challenges they are currently facing. The Great Recession of 2008 had a profound impact on the career trajectories and earning potential of Millennials, in particular, who entered the workforce during or shortly after the recession. Many individuals encountered difficulties in securing employment or were compelled to accept positions with reduced pay, which resulted in a financial setback during a critical period of their lives. In the same vein, the COVID-19 pandemic has had a substantial impact on Gen Z, disrupting their social life, employment, and education. The pandemic-induced economic downturn resulted in widespread employment losses, particularly in industries that employ a large number of young people, such as retail, hospitality, and entertainment. The financial instability of these generations has been unquestionably exacerbated by the long-term effects of these economic shocks, which are still unfolding. 5. Inadequate financial literacy and planning. A lack of financial literacy and planning is another factor that contributes to the financial struggles of Millennials and Gen Z. Many young individuals lack a comprehensive understanding of personal finance, despite their high levels of education. This knowledge gap can result in poor financial decisions, such as living beyond one's means, neglecting to save or invest, or taking on excessive debt. Young adults are frequently left to independently navigate intricate financial systems, as financial literacy is frequently not addressed in educational institutions. Consequently, a significant number of Millennials and Gen Z individuals are ill-equipped to effectively manage their finances. This absence of financial literacy can have long-term repercussions, including the inability to accumulate wealth, attain financial stability, and plan for retirement. 6. Cultural changes and changing expectations. The financial challenges faced by Millennials and Gen Z are also influenced by cultural shifts and evolving expectations. These generations are frequently identified by their preference for work-life balance, their preference for experiences over material possessions, and their rejection of conventional career paths. Although these values can result in a more satisfying existence, they may also contribute to financial instability. For instance, the prioritization of experiences over ownership may result in a reduction in savings and investment, as well as an increase in expenditures on entertainment, dining, and travel. Furthermore, the pursuit of lower-paying positions that provide greater flexibility but less financial security may be the consequence of the preference for work-life balance. The financial landscape that Millennials and Gen Z must navigate is complex due to the economic challenges previously mentioned, as well as these cultural shifts. 7. The environmental and social responsibility dilemma. However, Millennials and Gen Z are also confronted with a distinctive obstacle: reconciling their financial objectives with their environmental and social principles. These generations are more inclined than their predecessors to prioritize sustainability, ethical consumption, and corporate social responsibility. Although these values are commendable, they may occasionally clash with financial interests. For instance, purchasing eco-friendly products or advocating for ethical brands frequently results in an increased cost, which can exacerbate an already strained budget. Furthermore, financial returns may be restricted when investing in socially responsible or sustainable funds in comparison to conventional investments. The financial struggles of Millennials and Gen Z are further complicated by the desire to align financial decisions with personal values. 8. The future of work and automation. Another contributing factor to the financial challenges encountered by Millennials and Gen Z is the rapid advancement of technology and automation. As automation continues to transform industries, numerous conventional occupations are becoming obsolete, resulting in job displacement and heightened competition for the remaining positions. This change has disproportionately impacted younger workers, who are frequently employed in entry-level or low-skilled positions that are most susceptible to automation. The future of work is uncertain, and the skills necessary to thrive in this new environment are continuously changing. In order to remain competitive in the job market and acquire new skills, Millennials and Gen Z must adjust to these changes. Nevertheless, the expense of education and training can be exorbitant, posing a challenge for numerous young adults who are already struggling with student debt and other financial obligations. 9. Generational wealth gap. The increasing wealth disparity between generations further exacerbates the financial difficulties of Millennials and Gen Z. Economic growth, stable employment opportunities, and rising property values have all contributed to the substantial wealth that baby boomers and Generation X have amassed over their lifetimes. In contrast, the economic environment in which Millennials and Gen Z are transitioning to maturity is significantly less favorable, as evidenced by their increased debt, stagnant wages, and restricted access to affordability housing. The implications of this generational wealth gap are far-reaching, as it impacts the capacity of young adults to accumulate wealth, invest in their future, and attain financial independence. While the transfer of wealth from older generations to younger ones may offer some relief, it is improbable that it will completely resolve the systemic issues that have contributed to this disparity. 10. Conclusion: the future of finance. A complex and challenging financial landscape, influenced by a combination of economic, social, and cultural factors, is being navigated by Millennials and Gen Z. The path to financial stability for these generations is obstructed by a variety of challenges, including the impact of economic downturns, the rise of the freelance economy, and the burden of student debt and stagnant wages. Nevertheless, there is AOPD. Millennials and Gen Z are recognized for their adaptability, innovation, and resilience. By embracing financial literacy, leveraging technology, and advocating for systemic change, they have the potential to surmount these obstacles and establish a more sustainable and equitable financial future. Although the path ahead is challenging, Millennials and Gen Z can establish the financial stability they deserve with the appropriate strategies and assistance. It will necessitate a collaborative endeavor to resolve the systemic issues that have exacerbated their financial difficulties, as well as a dedication to providing these generations with the necessary tools and knowledge to achieve success. Although the future of Millennials and Gen Z is uncertain, it is also brimming with potential. Let us know in the comments what you think about this, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more captivating content on our YouTube channel.